It's a theory. It's a Chris. It's a theory. Chrissy Chris. Chrissy Chris. Chris's crazy theory. Thoughtful pose number 7.
Dude, that helmet looks awesome. I keep saying I gotta upgrade. I feel like a schlub. But
only for you, Chris. I only put the effort in for you, Chris.
I appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, I mean, you hit on it. The Sonic thing where they spin all of a sudden and then they go super fast. And I think this was around that time where Sonic the Hedgehog was popular, right? This is
1991, so yeah, Sega Mega Drive and all was out full flow. And...
But that's a power that we haven't seen from the Krites in the previous movies. There was some other things that I noticed that were different in the previous movies. So we'll start with this image here from Critters 3. And this is where our buddy Frank was getting attacked, like we were just talking about. Look at the size of this thing.
They're massive, aren't they?
Massive. And that's different than the previous movies right away. These were the critters in Critters 1. You know, look at the size in relation to like an orange and stuff like that, you know, just to give you like some scale. Compare that to this giant hedgehog thing. So right away, they're different. And I pose that they've mutated. And I'll show you some more examples why. Because now they've been here 5 years and there's been several life cycles. It's not the same, the same creature that landed in 1986. So more examples, you know, the creatures were able to, you know, drink and eat almost anything, which is indicative of a species that is hardy, that survives, that's able to mutate. When they can consume all different types of products, those are the types of creatures in nature that have the best survivability rate and are able to evolve much more effectively.
So they didn't get better with the animatronics? That's not what you're saying then?
Oh, you know what? You got to get rid of that hat. That hat is making you crazy. No. This is all real life. This is actually a documentary, this movie. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh, silly me. What could I say? I didn't pick up on that at all.
You aren't giving
such
enough,
a fool.
You aren't giving enough respect to the people in this movie that passed away, sadly, due to these creatures. The truth is out there, Fred, and we're here to discover it. So another example, the dad gets hit by the needles, and we did see that. This is a power that the critters have had in the past, but in the past that poison would just knock them out, right?
Or paralyze them, yep.
Now the creatures have mutated, so now what the poison does is it makes them drunk, it makes them high. Did you notice that? Look,
yeah, I was going to bring that up, but I'm glad you did. Flip's sake, imagine instead of having a beer keg, you just bring a crate in a cage. Just get shot up. Literally get shot up at a party.
And the reason for that is that the chemistry of the Krites has changed as they've evolved and mutated. So that is why the poison affects people differently, because the creatures are essentially a bit different.
So they didn't just put this in for comedy effect? You're saying there's deeper thinking?
These people were real victims. You need to give them more respect, Colin.
I can't. I'm a sick and twisted puppy.
Poor Rosalie, what she went through. So, but here's more proof, because I could hear the tone in your voice. You doubt that this ever happened. Obviously, this happened. So you're doubting the reality of this movie. You're also doubting my theory. And here I have more proof to back it up. So this little guy, look at this adorable little guy. This is right before he screams. And if you remember in the movie, that scream almost burst the eardrums of the humans, and it was like a clarion call, like a call for help, an SOS, something we've never seen in any of the previous 2 movies. And there was plenty of chances in those movies for the Krites to do that had they had the ability, but they didn't have it yet because they hadn't evolved to this level yet. So he screams, as I clearly demonstrate here, and then I zoom in a little bit. Why did I add all these slides? I don't know. But I did.
Highlight the 4 rows of teeth now. It's like,
yes, I'll get back to
yeah, because I didn't notice them before in the previous movies.
Of course, because I hadn't evolved yet. See, now you're on board. There's room, friend. Come on board.
I'm so glad I'm able to join this journey, and I don't know. You should start a religion or something. Like, you're so good at converting people.
I do love Kool-Aid. I'm not gonna lie. So that helps. But yes, so I zoomed in just to show you the how real this is. If this was fake, if this was just a movie, they wouldn't have added this detail. This is the source of their new mutation. We didn't see any of this in the previous movies. And also, how about this? How about the fact that they now are individualized? The other one hears them and says Blackie's in trouble. They never had individual names. They've now evolved to the point where they can communicate with each other. They have names for each other. Like this creature, this species is rapidly evolving. And I think that's the reason at the end of the movie, not to jump ahead too much, but at the end of the movie, where the home base or the whatever that space organization was, they were saying, no, those are the last two eggs. We don't want them to be exterminated. Whereas if you go back to Critters 1, that was the whole point, was to exterminate the race. What's changed? I think
Hippies.
What's that?
Hippies.
Well, it could be that
Space now has hippies.
Space now has hippies. That's true. Well,
watch out, aliens! You've got hippies now. Get that dealt with. Look at the state of us.
That could be true. But also the fact that they've seen the evolution of these creatures. Now they're seeing how rapidly they're evolving, that they could change, and now they don't want this species to be exterminated. Here's another example of how they look in the third one. And you mentioned something I was going to get to, the 3 rows of teeth. So if we look back, and here we go, here's another example. Excuse me. So this is also clear evidence of evolution, because in only a few life cycles, they've gone from 1 row of teeth to 3 rows of teeth. Here's an example. It's a little, okay, can you see it okay? So this is from Critters 1. And if I zoom in, there is only 1 set of teeth, maybe the beginnings of a second row, but certainly not 3 rows of teeth. Clear signs of evolution. These critters are evolving. 100% proof. No one can dispute that.
The special effects department.
I said no one can dispute that. So look, the Tuatara lizard is the most quickly evolving creature on Earth. These things evolve rapidly. Every life cycle, they are a little bit different. It's actually fascinating. It's a shame that they're endangered, but hey, what are you gonna do? But the point is that this happens in nature, and I think the critters are one of those types of creatures that can rapidly evolve, and we're seeing it with our very own eyes. So look, I crunched all the numbers. All right, I took in every mutation that I've seen from the 86 movie. I charted it, the 88 movie, all the way through. And it only leads to one result. And if there's any scientists at home, they're following along with my conclusion. Had the critters been left to evolve on their own from 86 to the 88 to 91, if left unchecked to today, what the end result of their evolution would be, and it's terrifying. Are you ready? This is why they need to be stopped. The critters are evolving into the terrifying thing called Gary Busey.
No!
That's right. That could be only one conclusion, and that is why they must be stopped. Thank you.
Please, never let it happen. There's only one Gary Busey.
And that is my theory.
There you go, folks.